Let's be real episode. We finally here. 200.
200 is at the door. She didn't even hear the knock to
do his vintage knock. I know, man.
I would do it, but I don't want to knock off my webcam.
Right. Right, gonna knock that joint over. We made it, fellas. What a time. I'm looking at Sharky's the original Let's Be Real.
The original Let's Be Real shirt.
I got the hoodie joint.
Hey, the streets been calling for some merch though. Real talk.
Yeah, we might need to get something.
We might need to find a way to re-up on some merch because the streets been calling.
Anybody know any people? Let me know.
That's the thing about the Black community. We all, if you don't know 5 people that's doing shirts or hoodies, like, then what are you doing?
Exactly.
Oh man. But without further ado, let's get it started. Let's be real. All right. As always, y'all know you can follow us on Twitter, TikTok, IG, and Facebook at LBR_media. Subscribe on any podcasting platform, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google, Stitcher, etc. You name them. And of course, the guys are here. Of course, me, P Shark, Tunica Trevor, Tuke, and she is out today. But we keep it rolling. We're at 200 episode. First comment of the day. Shout out Tyler. Said what up? What you do, Tyler McGurk? Be sure to check out his podcast.
I hope y'all read y'all scripts for the day.
I just got mine like 30 minutes ago. So we'll see.
Look, when we talk about this NBA trade deadline, I can't wait till we know what John Wall's script was before he the script he got before the season started.
I may or may not have signed an NDA for me to co-write, the upcoming script. So
thanks, Tyler.
Right. Who wrote the script? Tyler Perry.
Appreciate that, Tyler. He said congrats on 200. All right, Trevor, take it away.
All right, man. Look, I just got a huge parlay. So Tunica Trevor may be back in effect. I actually bet on this myself. I just put $30 down. So it's a 3-game parlay in college hoops today. The payout is really nice. You can literally turn 30 into 500 with this bet. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go straight with it. Got about 45 minutes to get this in for the first game start. So I'll just go right to it. So today I got West Virginia as the take the plus spread for West Virginia. I think they're +7. They're at Texas today. Take Kansas at home again. Kansas at Oklahoma. They're -4 at this point in time. And then lastly, on the West Coast, take the money line for UNLV to beat San Diego State. So you hit on those 3. You got a nice little, some nice little pocket change there. So the payout, I'm just to show you I'm not lying, because I bet this myself. I don't know if you can see it, but if you see it below, the winning is $500 if all 3 of these hit. So,
man, that's a car note.
Exactly. So good luck, and we're gonna make this work. We're gonna be back in effect. So. Tuke ain't gonna be the only one hitting these parlays today. So
I'm telling you, if we get this wrong, shit, we may end up recording episode 201 and 201 because bro, we coming after you.
Bro, if you coming after me, bro, you lost $30, bro. That's on you.
I'm just trying to imagine how that looks. How they look like. Hey, I got this podcast I need to record real quick. Give me like an hour and 15, and then it's all yours.
Man, but to repeat, West Virginia the spread over Texas, Kansas the spread over, I forgot who they play again. Oklahoma, and UNLV at the money line over San Diego State.
Yeah,
for sure.
Let's get this money, man. Let's get this money. Tunica Trevor strikes again. But move forward, NBA trade deadline. We already had 3 hard away with Tuke. cheat in Savage. So we're gonna take a little different twist and just go with winners. Who were y'all winners and losers? So we'll start with winners from the deadline. Whoever y'all guys winners, start with Trevor, Skyler, and two.
I'll go ahead and get the obvious winner out of the way, and that is the Los Angeles Lakers. Of course, you were able to finally come off of Russell Westbrook and get that contract off the books. You were able to actually acquire some quality pieces with Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt to address some much needed needs on the wing and defensively. Will this put them in a position to possibly contend for a championship? No, but it could put them in a position to possibly get in a play-in scenario or possibly even reach the top 6. So kudos to the Lakers there for making all the moves. Unfortunately, they had to move off of Thomas Bryant because he was complaining about not getting enough playing time, especially when Anthony Davis came back in the lineup. But to be able to flip him and send, of course, he got sent to Denver, but to turn him into Mo Bamba to add some more additional size. And then you cater to the AD a little bit to put him back at his right position as playing the 4 as opposed to having him as a small ball 5. So right now, and of course, getting a quality point guard in D'Angelo Russell, getting him back in LA as well. So if I had to name somebody outside of the very, very obvious, it'd have to be the Los Angeles Lakers.
I think that's a really good answer. I'm gonna flip the script and go to the basement of this next particular team. I think the Clippers did really, really well. As much as I don't like the Clippers, but I think it's hard to ignore what they did. I think they probably had one of the most underrated signings of the trade deadline and getting Bones Highland, which y'all have watched more basketball than I have over the past couple months, and so this is kind of where I start to increase how much I'm watching basketball. But every time I watch Bones Highland, at the Denver Nuggets, I'm like, dude, literally like jumps off the screen. So I don't know specifically like how or why Denver decided to move off of him, but for the Clippers to get an Eric Gordon, who low-key I forgot was in the league. But I think that's a good thing too, and it does nothing but add to the depth of their particular roster. The Clippers, in my opinion, already have one of the better rosters from top to bottom in the league, and so to kind of add to that, to kind of get a younger player in the event that somebody goes down, whatever the case may be. I think the Clippers did a really, really good job. So I'll go with the Clippers for this particular segment.
Yeah, I know damn well what team I'm rolling with on this episode, man. If it's one winner, because I definitely declared the sun to be setting, hell no. So I'm gonna have to go with the Phoenix Suns. I definitely agree with you with the Clippers. I think the Clippers got to steal with Bones Highland. When you talk about Bones Highland, I think they went from Jamal Crawford to Lou Williams to now Bones Highland. I think he'll be in the Clipper uniform hopefully a long time. There's instant scoring off the benches they'll have that a lot of people won't see. So I'm with you on that one. And it was beef with the coaching as well. I know Mike Malone missed a couple games with COVID, and he really wasn't clicking with the assistant coach that was coaching at the time. So, and I think he ended up like leaving the bench or something like that. So I think they had to get him out on that one. But I say the Suns, of course, they end up getting the best player in the league, practically for a bunch of their, moving defensive pieces that'll matter down the line. But if you got a chance to get Kevin Durant and not give up DeAndre Ayton, that's a win to me. Like the fact that they kept Ayton is a win. If they didn't keep Ayton, we'd be talking like borderline. But they kept Ayton. They got Chris Paul still, and of course that D Book's still there. I think they'll go through the buyout market and try to enhance their bench a little more. But if you ask me who a winner, it's definitely the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, winner for me is Savage finally admitting to him being a loser for his Ben Simmons take right there. There we go.
What a call out! What a call out that was. Because I was gonna mention that, but I'm glad my captain got my bet.
I see you, Cap. Nice.
Oh man, let's go through some more comments. Ryan, what up? He said,
what up, Ryan?
Man? Missed you last week, man. But yeah, man, glad to have you back.
Savage he big money Ryan now, bro. Oh, they changed his name. He big money Ryan now.
Savage said Kevin Durant is his winner. Ryan said Lakers, Bucks, Clippers, which I'll get with that in a second. Ryan said,
the Bucks getting Jake Rowdy. That was a nice move for them.
Yeah, Savage, I hate y'all. Hey, man, we hate you too.
We love you
Right
too,
now,
Savage.
just tell him we hate that consistent Ben Simmons talk that he continued to put out there. Tell him that's what we hate.
Hey, man, we want to stay on Baby Boy, and they might say, I hate you too, little. I ain't gonna say the word on here. But yeah, man, winner, man. For me, Bucks, and I mean, some of y'all name most of the winners, but the Bucks are the other one that came to my mind. Also, I mean, the Mavericks. I mean, I don't know how, I'm not sure if it's gonna work or how it'll work, but Luka was cheesy on that sideline the other night. I ain't gonna he looked like a player that was so happy to see Kyrie on the
Man,
court.
the way this script set up, Dallas may end up being losers.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Because I'm gonna tell you exactly how this script is gonna go. So we're gonna get Suns Mavericks in the playoffs, obviously. One of those teams is gonna win. Neither one of those teams is gonna win the NBA Finals. So the championship is gonna come from the Eastern Conference. They find a way to move Chris Paul. Kyrie Irving comes to Phoenix.
Go with me.
I like this script.
Go with me. I love this.
I gotta leave that script alone. Leave the script alone.
Man, watch them blow up the Phoenix Suns. That's cool. That's gonna be next. That's gonna be the next chapter. Yep. That script.
Because Phoenix just got a new owner, and when you have a new owner, that new owner wants to come in and make a splash, just like Steve Ballmer did when he bought the Clippers and got Kawhi and Paul George. It's just that simple.
He made that splash enough. A hell of a splash.
I mean, yeah, this was the start off, yeah. But I don't think he's done.
Man, but to go back to my Bucks pick, Jay Crowder is basically replacing. It took him 2 years to replace PJ Tucker. That's my opinion. That's pretty much the swap. And kind of like Miami, he did the same thing. They replaced PJ Tucker with Jay Crowder. Now Jay Crowder replacing PJ Tucker. So they seem like they're the similar type of mold of player and getting replaced for each other on like championship level teams. So that's why I pick Milwaukee. I mean, and of course Dallas. I just think Luke can get another ball handler. That's going to help. However you don't want to slice it. Defensively, I don't know what they're going to do, but time will tell. As for losers, who y'all got? Well, I guess I'll start with losers. We do reverse order. Me, two, Skylar, then Trevor. Losers, Tyler put it. Ryan. Warriors. Yeah, I don't know what's about to happen with that trade. If that just about to be canceled or what. But even then, they could just pay Gary Payton last year. When it brought down to it, and now you can trade 5 second-round picks or where James Wiseman essentially for him. Yeah. And James Wiseman might end up right back in the building because Gary Payton failed to physical, and if they do continue to trade, he's out for 3 months. They're losers for that move right there.
That's gonna be a bittersweet feeling for James Wiseman and Sadiq Bey to having to walk back in that locker room, in their respective locker rooms for their teams. That's gonna be crazy.
Right. Losers as well. I got the Nuggets, but seeing there was beef between Bones Howland, the coach, and Jamal Murray, I get it. But I haven't watched enough but Nuggets basketball too. And Trevor, who are their backup guards now without Bones?
IDK. Me?
I don't even know. Me and Tuke at this point.
That's why they're losing to me right there. I understand.
They got some young guys, man. But yeah,
but they ain't trading for nobody.
They ain't. I mean, them. Like I said, them getting Thomas Bryant was okay for their front court. But they still gonna need some guards. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Bruce Brown is still there, and he's not setting screens for nobody. So.
What year is this for Bones? What year is this? Because I don't know.
Year two.
He was rookie last year.
Yeah.
Personal opinion here, like, regardless of whatever that beef is between he and the coach, like, until you're and I'm saying this because of what y'all just said, like, if you're having a lack of depth at the guard position, just keep him on the roster. Like, just figure it out. Like, I mean, I may be completely wrong in that regard, but like, figure it out. If you don't have a backup option when it comes to your 1 or 2 guards, and I may be wrong, but every time I've watched the Denver Nuggets and he's playing, dude has jumped off the screen every single time. And so when you have potential like that, you just figure it out. You just you find some way to make it work. If you have the #1 record in the West and you're rolling the way you are as the Denver Nuggets, you find a way to keep him on the roster and you don't trade him to a Western Conference team. Like,
Right.
I'm
There we
sorry.
go.
That did not make sense. If you wanted to move, if he was that much of a problem for you, move him to the East. Don't move him to a potential team that you could have in the first or second round, and he could come around, he could turn around and bite you. That didn't make sense to me. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Sharky, I got the backup point guard, bro. Mr. 34-year-old now, Ish Smith.
Ish Smith is still out here cutting
the ultimate journeyman Ishmael.
He's officially the backup point guard for the
Cuz is the GOAT. He's still out here getting checks.
He getting checks though, man. Keep getting them checks, Ishmael.
Yeah, can't hate on it.
Whose turn is it?
If I had to pick a loser, my loser easily the Toronto Raptors. Easily.
Wow.
What a troll. What a troll. What a troll.
Easy. You talk about a team full of players who everybody damn near call for, and you don't make any kind of moves, bro. I mean, granted, they got Pirtle, you know what I'm saying, which actually helped because they literally don't have a center on their team. Like Pascal was playing center at their team. That's trash. So I guess they did make a move, and I think this move they feel like they a playoff team. Technically, they are a playoff team, and I think they're gonna go ahead and go for it. I think they did try to trade Van Vliet, and one of y'all put in the group me yesterday that Van Vliet shooting percentage as another player we got to bring up, but that's neither here there. Hopefully they make the playoffs, but they definitely the losers because they could have got some pieces, just like Brooklyn came up off of trading KD and Kyrie. They could have did something. They stood pat, and now they're gonna lose in the first round again in the playoffs.
I wonder how true it was for between Brooklyn and Toronto, because it was revealed that KD wanted the Brooklyn Nets to go get Pascal in a deal. So I wonder how true that is. I don't know if it's actually true or not, but that's neither here or there. Let's see, a loser for me, and there's plenty of teams that we haven't named. But I'm actually gonna stay where we always been since last year. We in Minnesota now. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves, and that's because of everything else that has transpired during the trade deadline. While the rest of these teams got better, yes, you had to come off of D'Angelo Russell because you weren't going to pay him, and then on top of that, there's been reports that there's been like a beef between him and Rudy Gobert. So of course you had to move out. So of course to keep everything there because you've invested your entire future in Rudy Gobert. So you had to come off of D'Angelo Russell. You get Mike Conley back, a solid pick, but let's just keep it a bean. In like 3 years, you're gonna be looking for another point guard because let's keep it a bean. Mike Conley is getting up there in age. So for a team that is kind of in that gray area right now to where you want to build around Ant-Man, but you still have to compete at the same time because of the commitments you made and then giving up all your draft capital and your depth that you had last season. I really just don't know where this is going for Minnesota. So yeah, it definitely sounds like some losers to me. So give me the Timberwolves there.
Yeah, so before I put my team out there, first of all, Jack Pirtles is better than Jakob Pirtle. Let's put that out there. Secondly, the Miami Heat, I don't understand what you're trying to do. Regardless of like I think that I saw a report in terms of if you're talking about the Toronto Raptors, if you're talking about the Miami Heat, that of course KD moving out of the East, going to the West. And now maybe the floodgates are open, or your opportunity to make a run in the Eastern Conference playoffs is a little bit more open than it was maybe a week ago. But still, if you're the Miami Heat, you have Kyle Lowry on the roster who has done almost nothing. You have Duncan Robinson. You have Tyler Hero who inconsistently gives you almost nothing. You've got to find a way to do something, whether it's trading for Jay Crowder, whether it's trading for Fred VanVleet, whatever the case may be. I just don't understand what they're doing down there. And again, Pat Riley's he's a wizard when it comes to stuff like this. I had Jake Rose the other day. The Miami Heat for me is the loser in this. And again, I may be wrong. As time comes and goes, as we get closer to the end of the regular season. And as the playoffs starts, but I just don't understand what they were trying to do or what they did or did not do, trying to better the roster. So I'm going to go with the Miami Heat as a loser in this one.
And a similar team that didn't do anything, and given all the reports that are moving, that have been recently been reported, and that's the Chicago Bulls.
Ryan.
It has been evident that you needed to break up Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. Zach LaVine has axed out for God knows how long now. So you were unable to make a move there. Essentially, you need to blow this. You got to blow this up and just start over. I don't know what Chicago was thinking. Again, to Skylar's point, maybe the KD trade got these other teams thinking that they can compete in the East when really it's top heavy. It's 3 teams and everybody else. So, yeah, for the Chicago Bulls not to make a move and then for them to possibly looking to sign. Go ahead, Skylar.
No, go ahead. No, I was just saying I got one more. Go ahead.
Yeah, so and then for them to possibly be in the running to sign Russell Westbrook off the buyout market, yeah, that's that's gonna be disturbing images for children under the age of 17. That's gonna be rated R watching that floor spacing for the Chicago Bulls if they were to somehow sign Russell Westbrook. But on the Russell Westbrook thing, there's literally only one team that makes sense for him, and that's the Los Angeles Clippers. You get to be yourself. Basically, they get to hide you on defense because they're somewhat. They get to hide you on defense, so it's not glaringly bad. The floor spacing is enough for you to do you. Paul George is going to get his. You play with him in Oklahoma.
You might stay freezing. Bro, let's go time.
I don't freeze.
But yeah, and then of course, to Skylar's point, when they was talking about the Clippers being winners at the deadline, this team has a lot of depth, so it only makes sense for Russ to be back in LA, just wearing blue and red instead of purple and gold.
Yeah. And one more team I want to add before we move on is what the hell are the Atlanta Hawks doing? Like they've put John Collins out there on the trade block for like what, over a year now, and they don't even move, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand what's going on down there for a team that was essentially making a deep run in the playoffs. What, 2 years ago?
They were in the Eastern Conference Finals 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. And to see now that they are almost the complete opposite end of the spectrum, like, again, I don't understand what you're doing down there. Like, the Trae Young thing is cool. You know, he's selling tickets, but like, I'm not saying move him, but like, if you're going to keep him, bro, yellow. If you're going to keep him, then like find some way to better that roster. And I don't know if, you know, the addition of Dejounte Murray and keeping John Collins and whoever else is on their roster, I just don't know if it's doing enough. And so, you know, I just think that if you're Atlanta, you got to do something, whether it's good or bad, whether you think it agrees with the popularity or not, you got to do something. And they essentially kind of chilled, in my opinion, for the most part. Yeah. There was a movie that was made, but it was just like,
yeah, it might not happen.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Like
you got, and then on top of that, DeJounte Murray is a free agent at the end of the season, and you're probably gonna look to pay him, or at least try to pay him. So I don't know either, man. I honestly, truthfully, I think they just need to cut ties. Figure something out, because I think they look. I'm 100% certain that they're going to move on from Trae Young in the offseason. Like I really think they're just going to see that Trae Young is too much of a problem and it's not going to be worth it.
Yep, man. Go through the comments. Tighten up, Pratt. What up, Bryce? What do you do, my guy?
What up?
Savage. Shout out to All-Star committee for still not putting Trae Young in the All-Star game. Yep. Shout out to him.
Shout out.
Shouts out Ryan said Trevor.
The struggle of having Xfinity. Yeah, it is what it is.
I got it too. I use my whole mobile hotspot to get on this podcast. I'm like, go, man. It's all slow, bro. Talk about fast speed internet.
Man, I'm about to call them today. I'm like, yo, something wrong.
Like how's it 2023 and we all still, like, not we all, but like people still have bad internet. Like, if there's nothing else that should have progressed, if there's nothing else in this world that should have gotten better and or faster, it should be the Wi-Fi. Like, nobody should be lagging. Nobody should be having, like, you know, those times where like, no, like the Wi-Fi should be better across the board. Like,
it's 2023, man. Paying for Wi-Fi at this point is ghetto.
Agreed. Listed in ghetto.
Trying to get their money, man.
Right. When we get to heaven, I'm definitely asking God about that. Like, hey, bro, like it was 2023 and we were still having bad Wi-Fi. Like, what we can do? What we was doing
Exactly.
about that?
Hey, groceries done went up, so hey, it's on the right that we had to pay for Wi-Fi too.
Bro, I seen somebody
Right.
I was seeing somebody put 3 eggs in a dime bag the other day. Like, what we doing?
Everything is up. Inflation is fine, this man.
Crazy.
Appreciate Fabo Fadeaway said, "What up, guys? Congrats on 200. Appreciate ya.
Yeah.
But of course, y'all know Starting Five podcast recorded the Grizzlies on Monday. None of us really mentioned the Grizzlies. I don't think they won or lost. They just did. They were pretty.
They kind of stayed the course. They're neutral. We'll talk about them on Starting Five.
Yeah, we talk about more of them. They did try.
Yeah, they at least try. I'll give them that much.
I Toronto and Brooklyn in those cases, but moving forward.
I can't wait to talk about their asses on Starting Five. Hell, Big L.
They don't get on them for trades they couldn't make because the teams didn't agree to them. Boy, the post shots and stuff, boy, it's crazy. Hey, Super Bowl. I feel like nobody was talking about Super Bowl this week because NBA took over the headlines, so that's what happens. But now trade deadline's passed, and we got the two best teams in the NFL going up against each other. Best quarterback versus the best team, pretty much. What you got? Eagles, Chiefs tomorrow. Let's start with Trevor scouting into.
Man, this is tough. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Because on one end, if there was a game for the Eagles to like have a bad game, because I don't think they've had a bad game this season. It would be the worst possible time for them to have this bad game. But the last time the NFL MVP was in the Super Bowl was Tom Brady, and they ended up losing that game. And who did they lose to? The Philadelphia Eagles. And this Philadelphia Eagles team is similar to that team that won the Super Bowl. They just have a better quarterback. If we just want to keep it a bean. I think it's going to be close. So I'm going to roll with the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm going to go 37-34 Philadelphia.
Shout out to Savage, man. Easy money, 34-24 Eagles.
Now that has scared me because every time he says it's easy money, somehow, some way, the Eagles end up blowing somebody up.
Yeah.
This one is difficult for me because Sharky, you literally said the words that I was going to say in terms of, the one of the better quarterbacks, if not one of the best quarterbacks in the league, Patrick Mahomes, going against one of the better teams, if not the best team, top to bottom in the NFL, which is the Philadelphia Eagles. And so it's a matter of, which one did you trust more? Which one did you have more confidence in? And I still don't know who I want to pick. I really don't, because I think if nothing else, we've all learned over the past, if nothing else, that Super Bowl against when it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers absolutely beat the brakes off of Kansas City in terms of up front, in terms of like offensive line and defensive line. And so that's the thing that I'm looking at right now. It's who has the better offensive line. It's probably the Philadelphia Eagles. Who has the better defensive line? It's probably the Philadelphia Eagles. Who has the better quarterback? It's Patrick Mahomes. And so again, I've gone back and forth of like who I want to win. I think I saw a recent report last night that Kansas City is walking in that game for the most part relatively healthy. They're at least going to suit up everybody. I think only because I want Patrick Mahomes to win one more, I'm going to go Kansas City 34, Philadelphia Eagles 31. I think somehow, some way, Pat Mahomes makes one more play than the Philadelphia Eagles' defense. So I'm going to go that route. I think Pat Mahomes wins the
Super Bowl
MVP, even though I think there's a stat that the last 9 NFL MVPs have not gone on to win the Super Bowl. That definitely scares me for sure. But there's a commandment that's kind of beneath all the other commandments in the Let's Be Real list in terms of You don't bet against Pat Mahomes. You just kind of just take you just kind of take it for what it
That's
is.
You just referenced the game that made us
Right.
amend that commandment. So
I know.
that's not a
I'm talking
commandment
on both
anymore.
sides of my neck. I know. But again, at the end of the day, because I really want to see Pat Mahomes win one more, he's probably going to go down as probably one of the better quarterbacks that has ever played in the NFL. I'm going to go Kansas City, 31, Philadelphia Eagles, 31. I'm just, if nothing else, I'm just hoping for a really good game. I think the NFL owes us a really good game, so I'm going to go for that. That's my prediction.
Man, it feel like literally every time I pick against Patrick Mahomes, I lose. Like I think my record may be like 1-6, 1-7.
But that the Super Bowl though, you picked against him.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like picked against him, yeah, lose a record. I only won
the one that mattered.
Shut up, man.
The one that mattered, the Super Bowl.
Whatever, man. 1-6, man. I got a crazy losing record when I pick him, man. You know, don't pick against Patrick Mahomes unless it's Tom Brady. That's what I always said. But at the end of the day, this may be my last time picking against Mahomes. I'm just gonna put it out there, especially if he beat this Eagles team. But this Eagles team, like y'all already said, they got the best front seven, got the best defense, and you got a quarterback who already came into this game with a chip on his shoulder, and you want to give him one MVP vote, while Mahomes got 48 of them. Josh Allen got another one. That chip is way bigger. So I gotta go Philadelphia Eagles. As much as I don't want to bet against Patrick Mahomes. Every time I go against him, I lose. This will be the last time if he wins. So give me a close game for sure. Give me 27-24 Eagles. I think I got from the University of Memphis come and say today, and it's made the Memphis Tigers look real good. So give me the Eagles 27-24. I don't know why. If Mahomes win, I promise this is the last time I'm picking against him. Unless you go against my guy Joe Burrow again.
Nice. So going back to Tunica Trevor, based on everybody's prediction scores, they should hit the over. The total over is 50.5. So it's safe to say take the over.
Oh yeah, most definitely take the over. It's gonna be some points scored.
Definitely. Well, going back to the Chiefs' last two Super Bowls, right? They always play against a defensive line that's really good. I picked against them against the 49ers, and for 3/4 of the game, I was proven right until the 49ers offense just couldn't score any more than 20 points because of Jimmy G. And the Eagles came back. Chiefs came back and won. The second Super Bowl against the Bucs, I picked the Chiefs to win because I picked against them against the 49ers. And they proceeded to get smacked up by the Buccaneers defense line. And Tom Brady could score no points and scored 30 points in that game. No team has beat the Eagles, or I think on the Colts, or they've only lost 3 times when the team has scored at least 27 points, their opposing opponent. Their opponents have scored at least 27 points. They scored less than 27 points. They've only lost 3 times in the Patrick Mahomes era. So they're like 40-3 or some type of crazy record like that. And 2 of those losses are against the Colts. So it's pretty much one team that does it. The Eagles, in my opinion, have the offense. And I mean, it's proven, you see it, that they have the offense that can score enough where their defense were to slip up 1 or 2 times, which could and probably will happen against Mahomes, no matter how good your D-line is. You're going to slip up a couple times, but without Tyreek Hill, that's where it comes to play in this game, finally. Yep. That's when you're finally missing that outside weapon, that burner in this game, because the Eagles have the best defense line, best secondary. Against those receivers, the Chiefs ain't going to be able to score enough. And Pat Mahomes, I guess they're saying he's feeling a whole lot better. There's no play that he can't not run with his ankle, but the Eagles, they're going to test that ankle out. Their defense line is going to test that out. And for that reason, and I just believe Jalen Hurts their offense is going to make enough plays where they can actually score some points and they'll actually end up winning the game. Like I said, we're going to go over the point spread. So I probably think 31. No, I'm going to have to go even higher. 34-28 Eagles. It's going to be a close game. The Chiefs are going to find a way to make it close. I doubt it's a blowout. But if it's a blowout, I think the Eagles are the more likely team to blow the Chiefs out than the opposite. But give me the Eagles. Savage, right. The second ring, bro.
Yeah. Super Bowl MVPs, real quick, for those for your teams that you pick.
Man, give me Jalen Hurts, man. Get tired of disrespect. Give me Jalen Hurts for Super Bowl MVP. Go ahead.
I'm going to double down on that. Give me Jalen Hurts.
Superstar. Savage.
Triple down. Never said you're a superstar. Hey, this is time to prove it.
Right. Yep.
I could see a scenario in which AJ Brown, like I picked the Chiefs for sure, and I think I've said that my MVP would be Pat Mahomes. But I think if the Eagles win, like I would pick AJ Brown to be the MVP. Like I think as Football Federer just said. Like I just one thing I don't trust is the Chiefs secondary, and I've not trusted their secondary for years, and they have yet to be able to, for the most part, prove me wrong. And if I'm Philadelphia Eagles, I run the ball as much as I can, but then also like I'm feeding the hell out of AJ Brown. Like, I don't think there's anybody on Kansas City roster defensively that's going to be able to check him 1-on-1 and or somehow some additional help. He's physically way too big for anybody that Kansas City tries to put on him. And I think at the end of the day, if you just put the ball up in his area, he's going to find a way to come down with it. So I think if Philadelphia wins, I think actually AJ Brown is the MVP.
But you picked the Chiefs to win, so who you got from the Chiefs? Well, all right, it's obvious.
Yeah, he said Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's obvious though.
Yeah, it was obvious.
I'm kind of more of a savage. I think Devontae Smith. I
he
feel
has
like
a shot.
He has they're going to try and like double AJ. They're going to try to do that, and that's going to lead like say
Devontae for the eat.
Go back on what I said earlier. That'd be hilarious because I'm gonna laugh at all the fans on Titans. Matter of fact, I'm muting Titans if that happens. I'm just gonna laugh at them and just mute them because I don't care. That GM got fired. Hey, we passed it. I'm past it. All right, two. You had
I got one more thing, which is funny, man. Y'all know I do like lift rides and stuff like that. And I get this white couple in my car. You know what I'm saying? We rolling around, and they say, and we talking about the Super Bowl. And they go, man, I'm so excited. Like this is we actually get to see two brothers in the Super Bowl go at it. And I'm like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. We get to see Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. And they both look like we were talking about the Kelsey brothers. So I'm like, oh shit.
That is funny.
That too.
That is funny. Yes, that is true. That is funny.
No, got him.
I'm like, man, this black hair, so y'all can't say no bullshit like that.
that was awkward the rest of the way out there. Oh, y'all laugh.
I just had to tell y'all that one, man. I had to say
that is funny. That's funny. I ain't gonna lie to
you. No, he ain't dog. We do acting though. Travis Kelce. Man, that was the funniest story today.
It was.
Hey man, I had to get y'all to laugh, man. It made me laugh, so hey, I knew it would y'all laugh.
All right, man. To end out the episode, man, we give our flowers. There was a lot that went on this week. I mean, we got the obvious, so let's state the first one. LeBron James, shout out to him, breaking the scoring record. Watch the game. Great to see history. Like that's a player we all saw literally his entire career from high school. Saw him play high school, and now you seeing him breaking the all-time best scoring record. So, what are your thoughts? You got some flowers with LeBron. What y'all got to say about him breaking the record?
I guess congratulations. Congratulations on everything that you've given to the game of basketball practically since you were in high school. Because to Sharky's point, the four of us have had the privilege to watch this guy since high school. I mean, I may not agree with how he went about this, but it doesn't take away exactly the feat itself. So I'm gonna big kudos to LeBron. Of course, everybody appreciate LeBron while he's here because the game is definitely going to change once he decides to hang it up. So kudos to LeBron for becoming the all-time leading scorer, and salute.
No, I think it's a really, really big deal, regardless of how you feel about LeBron. To see him put up as many points as he did, to see him putting up as many assists as he has, to see him grab as many rebounds as he has over the past 20-some odd years is wild. Like it in some form or fashion, we've watched every single point, every single assist, and we've watched every single rebound, and we've watched him do this for 20 plus for at least 20 years, and that's crazy to me. Like I felt old in that moment when I saw him, take the lead against Kareem. I'm like, damn, bro. Like I just remember, I still remember vividly, like the day I was watching ESPN and bro had a Hummer. Like he had a Hummer at like 17 or 18, and to see all everything that's elapsed in his career, whether it's the finals that he took that slow ass Cavs team to the finals against the Spurs, whether it was, that performance he put on against the Pistons, whether it was the decision to go from Cleveland to Miami, and then, to see the type of player he was in Miami, to see him win the rings in Miami, to then shift his career, and then, go to the Cavs and go to the go to the Lakers. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about him, we've watched him do all of these amazing things throughout the NBA, and it's crazy that he's going to essentially somehow, some way, finish damn near number one in points, assists, and rebounds. He may not get one of those, but he's going to be top 5 in all of those particular sectors. So, kudos to him. Kudos to him for being the man that he is on camera and or off. Regardless if Trevor, I definitely hear what you're saying. Regardless of how you feel in terms of how he's gone about doing it, he did it. So that's worth an applause for sure. And if nothing else, the great person that he was on the court, he was that same person off the court, whether it was speaking up on social issues, whether it was building and creating a school in Ohio. Like, that's a lot of things that he's done, a lot of players have not done. And for the most part, his record, like, in terms of off the court, is somehow, some way, like, it's nothing that's on his record. There's nothing negative on his record. Like, whether it was Jordan, whether it was Kobe, whether it was Magic, whatever the case may be, somehow, some way, these people had something off the court that you somehow still think about when you talk about those players. LeBron, for the most part, hypothetically speaking, he hasn't done anything that makes you think about him in a negative way. So, again, kudos to him for being the player that he is, but not only the player that he is, but the man he has been as well too.
Yeah, if you really want to keep it a bean, the only 2 negative things we really say about LeBron is the decision, and was basically basketball decisions from a quote unquote GM standpoint. That's pretty much it. So yeah, kudos to LeBron.
And I don't even hold those 2 things against him if we're going to really keep it a bean. Like, all he did was went on national TV as the quote-unquote best player in the game at the time and said where he wanted to go as a free agent, and that money went somewhere. Like, even that part, it's like, what we tripping over, y'all? Like, come on, man. But, like, just literally, like, from the beginning of his career, like, Nike made the slogan and the campaign of "We're all witnesses." And I think ever since then, we witnessed the greatest career. I'm not saying the best player. I'm not doing that debate. But as far as, like, greatest career numbers wise, going to the finals, whether or not he loses them or not, damn it, he went. Like, we're able to witness that one bedroom. That is very true. That is very true. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to be positive. We're going to give this man his flowers as he deserves them, because he is having the greatest career of any basketball player we have ever seen. Savage asks, would a record be broken? They're going to have to go back to letting high schoolers come back to the NBA. First of all, for that to happen, it can happen, but it's going to be a shitload of threes that these players going to be shooting.
I mean, the way defense being played now, I ain't surprised. I'll be honest. If you keep it a bean, at 2043, Victor probably will be in position.
One body.
Yep. Shout out to Sheedy.
Hey, we'll see, but man, just like I said, from like growing up, like still watching, we see players reach 31, 32, like, damn, he about to retire soon. Like, let's enjoy him. This man about to be 40 and he's still giving 30 points a game. Like, that is amazing, regardless of if you like LeBron or not. I'm the furthest thing from a LeBron James fan, but I'm a basketball fan. If you're a basketball fan and you feel some kind of way about LeBron at this point, it's on you, bro. It's on you. Like, shout out to LeBron. We gonna definitely give you a flower. Shout out to your kids. Shout out to everything that you've done off the court, because off the court, I always say you the GOAT off the court, hands down. Like, ain't nobody touching on that one. And I can't wait to see what you do after the game of basketball. But while he's still on the court, good luck. I think they still gonna make the playoffs. I think they can make some noise in the playoffs, honestly. But for him to break the record over Kareem was something I never thought would be done. It was pretty amazing to see.
Yep. Yeah, it's just crazy that in the next, call it maybe 5 or 6 years, hopefully Twitter has not been, is still around, but we're going to see a tweet, or we're going to see a video and say this was LeBron James in his prime. And for those that do not recognize his greatness, they're going to watch that video and be like, damn, like I was hating on bro for no reason. Like, if you think about it, like, yeah, exactly.
You never know what you got till it's gone. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
And I was one of them, like, after, I guess, towards the end of the first inning in Cleveland, before he went to Miami, I stopped not really liking LeBron, but I always respected him. It was always like, I know he's the best player in basketball, right? So, I never, like you said, like Tuke saying, no matter how you felt about him as a basketball fan, you still always had to respect and know how great he was, and just
facts.
Nothing here, nothing wrong. Even going to his marriage, like, you ain't heard nothing about anything. Like, he's been a great husband to Savannah, great father to the kids, doing everything mostly right. I mean, he, you have your little things. He may have said something in the post, after him and Kareem had their little thing a couple years ago. But you see Kareem being there, congratulating him, talking, saying that it's a great moment. A lot of people was like, why they stop the game, right? That's history.
That's history, man.
You
got to bask in that.
Shark, they could have waited 10 seconds, bro.
I said that. I did say that. But the ceremony, they could have.
Yeah.
When he broke it, they had to go ahead and do all this. But the ceremony stuff, they could have waited. They could have did nothing.
I was like, hey, bro, these folks called 2 full timeouts and a half of one. And we still
They'll do everything in their power to kill Oklahoma City's momentum.
You could have got your haircut and did your taxes within that window and still had 10 seconds left. Like, bro, go and play these 10 seconds out and then we celebrate my man.
The irony that Tuke is wearing Oklahoma City jersey, because shout out to Oklahoma City for not budging and smacking them folks after this.
Man. Hey, they got some real ones there, man.
That Lakers defense is trash.
I got a flowers too. If we want to get on.
I got another one before we move forward, but it was basically because we never talked about Tom Brady. I think he's officially retiring now because he did the retirement papers. So Tom Brady, same thing. Giving flowers to Tom Brady. I don't know if y'all want to speak more on it, but just give him his flowers. He finally retired. But once again, historic career, great career. Hey, salute to him.
Congratulations, Tom, on a great career. For tormenting my Pittsburgh Steelers for God knows how many years.
Too many.
Yeah, too many, honestly. Hopefully everything is good, but go home, be a family man, enjoy retirement. Just do what you got to do.
I guess he still got his kids.
I guess he will still have his kids.
Yeah, he'll still have his kids. That's why I said be a family man.
No, I'm gonna make this quick because I ain't that. I mean, I respect Tom Brady, but I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Brady. So I'll say, congrats on a very, very solid career, regardless of again how you feel about the man. The man won 7 rings, 6. It's a lot.
7.
Like that's
7.
legit more than half of the league. So now he cheated through some of those, but I ain't gonna talk about that. But great career for sure, and deserves his flowers.
Hey, Lito, I was literally about to say he ain't cheating if you don't get caught. But shout out to Tom Brady, the GOAT quarterback for sure.
I mean, he did get caught eventually, but
I was about to say he did get caught.
He got caught twice. Twice actually.
Me and my family, me and my brother and my mom actually were able to see him in Arizona a couple of weeks before he did retire. So that was cool to see, to know that was one of his last games. So shout out to the GOAT QB for sure.
Yep. TB12, great GOAT. I would say GOAT QB, GOAT player. That's a whole different discussion. No, sir. We can go to that.
You gotta say GOAT QB. That's why I just
QB for sure. All right, Tuke, what's your next one? That's right.
I'm sorry. I gotta give flowers to this guy, bro, because he's being scapegoated to a whole nother level. And I guess we could call it double entendre when we wearing the OKC jersey. But Russell Westbrook, y'all, vampire, like for people to call him a vampire, sucking the energy out, those are words that keep Russell Westbrook out the league when he's done nothing but positive things in the city he was raised in. That's bullshit, y'all. I'm sorry. I've seen multiple pictures of him in the community, multiple pictures of him with Nipsey Hussle. Shout out to Nip, rest in peace, Nip. Like, how is this guy who wants to be there, who's balling for his hometown, a cancer to this organization? If he just wasn't a good fit, Let's just call it what it was. We don't have to name call. We don't have to shame. We don't have to do none of that BS that we're seeing in the media. And I'm sick of it. I had to call it out. We give him a dandelion or a rose or something like that. He ain't got to be too many flowers. But Russell Westbrook deserves way better than what I'm seeing from him right now. And I got to keep it a buck.
Yeah, and to your point too, I saw something the other day about players who tilt the belt, like what the ball boys who tilt the most.
Savage, he's still in. Savage
yeah, he was like the top 3 in the players that like who tilt the most. Somebody like Russell Westbrook, and I was like, the things he always get like you have to first thing learn how to separate basketball from real life. Like you think of how he played, but it's kind of like like he still plays hard. Like he ain't even his basketball game. You can just say he's not a good fit without even just truly getting on him because like he plays just at 100 miles an hour all the time, so you can't even get on him about even that portion. So to your point, that dude give him some positive flowers because he get like a negative rap for for his play because he didn't fit.
Let's give him flowers, but let's also give his wife some flowers for having his back. Like, let me put this out there. We have got to start as fans, as people who watch the NBA. We've got to pay attention to who we get our sources from. And I'm not calling this particular person out, but this person that put this out there, me personally, I don't deem as credible. So let's put that out there. One, but again, going back to his wife, like, give her flowers as well too. Russell Westbrook definitely deserves his flowers because he's definitely been talked about in a negative way more than he needs to be. And I'm not sure if that report came from, if it was made up, if it came from somebody in the locker room, whatever the case may be. But he literally has not said a single bad word about the Lakers organization, about LeBron, about AD, about Frank Vogel, about Darvin Ham, about anybody on their roster. So that, first of all, couldn't be me because I would have started clapping back. God's working on me. But his wife definitely deserves some flowers for being able to clap back on social media and introduce for saying like that's not my husband. And so like because that's not my husband, now my kids are having to answer that or having to now hear that. And I could not imagine being in the spotlight that is Russell Westbrook and my kids having to answer for my performance on the court. Like we've got to learn to be able to separate the player and what he does on the court and our feelings for him on the court and or off the court. We've got to be able to start doing that. These people have lives. These people have kids. And so because you wouldn't want your kids to answer for what decisions you are doing and or not doing, let's not put that on these players as well too. I want to put that out there.
Yeah. I can tell you, I mean, I'm not going to say the person's name, but I can tell you who that person is associated with, and that's Clutch Sports, who's ran by LeBron James and Rich Paul and company, because you want to keep it a bean. LeBron, again, shouldn't have even traded Russ in the first place. And then we now even get on the front office for the Lakers. My criticism for Russ, man, has always been just on the floor, man. Another guy who I've had the privilege of watching during my years of cheering for the Oklahoma City Thunder, during the Russ KD era, even post KD. Everywhere he's been, he has been nothing short of amazing as a person in their respective communities. So for all of this to come out like immediately as soon as he's moved, this is why I said I didn't agree about how LeBron James went about breaking the scoring record, because he traded for Russell Westbrook for this exact reason at a time where he could have just retooled the Lakers roster. And they're probably talking about possibly them winning 2 more championships, since he was talking about catching Mike. But for Russ to be scapegoated and the smear campaign to be thrown on him that was thrown on him and once the trade went down, it's just idiotic. It's trash. Again, Russ, of course, definitely deserves his flowers. First ballot Hall of Famer, whether you like it or not. So whenever he decides to hang it up, the very next year he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, man, you just, again, got to separate the basketball from what he is as a person. And to our knowledge, he's been nothing short of a professional. So kudos to Russ, man.
Yep. And although I want Russ in Miami, because Jimmy Butler, they need somebody else like him who could just score. The Clippers and him getting revenge on the Lakers and knocking them out the playoffs or play-in or something, that would be love.
I'm telling you, that's the only team that makes sense.
Is that in the script?
The Clippers.
That'd be love. That'd be hilarious.
Is that in the script?
Oh man, but it's it for.
Oh, I
flowers.
got one more
Hold on, my
flower.
bad.
Sorry. One more, but I think this definitely needs to be put out there. Flowers to everybody that has that is associated in some form or fashion with Let's Be Real Media. 200 episodes. We have all in some form or fashion known each other for 6, 7 years, 10 years. A lot of us a little bit older than that. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, I was just sitting there looking at the video, the promo video, and whether it was we were recording out of the office back here in Memphis, whether it was just, it's crazy that we put together 200 episodes with us all growing in our lives, in our careers, married, not married, girlfriend, no girlfriend, kids, no kids. We've somehow, some way.
Just say my name.
No, that's no shade. But I'm saying,
just call
it. No, that's no shade. But I'm saying that to say like, we all have different schedules. We all have things that we have to tend to. This podcast is not probably first or second in any of our lives, but we've somehow, in some way, made it work. So again, this is no shade to anybody, but we've somehow, some way, been able to make this work. So, shouts to Trevor, Sharky, Savage, me, Sheedy, all of us, all of our guests that have even, been able to, come in and do it, whether it's a 5-minute interview, 45-minute interview, whether it's Let's Be Real, whether it's Through the Heart of the Way, whether it was Tighten Up Podcast, whether it's Starting Five. We have been able to put a lot of content out there over the past couple of years. With COVID being a huge factor in all of this, shouts to y'all for 200 episodes.
Yep, indeed. And we're about to reach 100 on Starting Five on Monday. So shouts all the way around. So yeah, boy, it's great, man. 200 down. Much more to go. We ain't stopping anytime soon.
I thought you was about to put a number. 200 down, 200 more to go. Like, all right, he is going to be on this journey in about 3 years.
Right. We got another 5 years on it.
Two going to have his tiger in the background. Eva going to be on this journey.
Oh, yeah, Ryan. Well, we was actually in the studio before that, before we got the video recording. That was all audio.
What a time.
What a ride.
What a time.
Yeah, I think that solidified everything, though. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely have to start somewhere. Hey, shout out to y'all, man. 200 episodes is crazy.
Definitely
crazy.
Well, as always, man, y'all know we're first up news. Next Saturday, we are not recording. I will be presenting. So anybody in Memphis, y'all want to know about creating podcasts or whatever, I will be presented at Lamar Owen College. Just look on my social media handle at the1_P Shark or LBR_media on Instagram, and you'll find in the stories or on my Twitter page at the1_P Shark where the event is located at and how to access it and get there. So,
hey, hold on, we got to give flowers to you though, Shark. Because I ain't even gonna
cap. Most definitely,
yeah.
I ain't gonna even cap. I see what you did there.
Hey, but now real talk, bro. Like, I remember us working with our heart, and you know what I'm saying, just the hustle that we both had to go through, and the fact that even in college, you were more on the quiet side. You know what I'm saying? And to see you turn up like this on a podcast, and now you presenting with Enesco. Shout out to Enesco. It's a beautiful thing to see, bro. So I definitely want to give you your flowers now. Keep doing what the hell you're doing. For all of us, keep doing what we doing. But bro, just Captain. Salute, bro, for real.
I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it, man. Yep. Definitely grown. Like I said, when I thought about the podcast idea, it was us in college just sitting around. I think we all watched the NBA draft together. When I forgot who the drafted. When they didn't draft Rodney Hood, bro. It's a shadow. We all watched it together, literally.
What we used to say, it started with a tweet and a DM or something like that.
Started with a dream and a tweet.
Yeah, with a tweet, yep.
I forgot Savage said something. I was like, bro, let's be real or something. And like at some point, like, let's be real podcast. So right, hilarious. But yep. As always, of course, I always say follow me at the1_P Shark.
My name is up on under here on the headline. So my grammar has been off lately, so I guess you can capitalize the O and of. So
but we audio too, so you gotta say with audio people.
Yeah, for the audio people, I'm at the Art of Trevor. So yeah.
I'm at _Skylater on Twitter as always. Nothing has changed. That will be my Twitter name until Twitter decides to do something else. So no, if nothing else, definitely appreciate everybody for rocking with us. Definitely appreciate everybody for the likes, for the comments. Definitely appreciate everybody that's on the podcast, whether you were a guest or a host. Thanks to everybody.
Thank y'all so much. At Tab Shakir, man, appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going and get the people what they want.
Get the people.
I was just
That's
just
on
about
too.
to say it.
Jacoby left, but man, shout out to Jacoby. Okay. Peace.
Peace.